Hey, what is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to talk about the 4 root causes of sleep apnea. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lachlan Dunn, holistic health coach and personal trainer, helping busy professionals and creatives to feel extraordinary, both physically and emotionally, by treating the root cause of their sleep and health issues without medication. We do things natural. We treat the fire, not the smoke. No band-aid solutions, attacking the root cause of these problems and issues in your life. So let's talk about the 4 root causes of sleep apnea. So we're going to be looking at food intolerances and allergies, weight gain, being obesity and diabetes, breathing mechanics, and a vitamin D deficiency. So they are the 4 root causes of your sleep, apnea. Let's dive into the first one. Food intolerances and allergies. So this is a detrimental reaction, often delayed to a food, beverage, food additive, or compound found in foods that produces symptoms in one or more body organs and systems, but generally refers to reactions other than food allergy. Maybe you're reacting to processed dairy, sugar, natural flavors, and many other different ingredients in food, which is causing inflammation in your organs, in your body systems, and especially the airways and respiratory systems. So we're not going to be able to breathe properly if we have an inflamed respiratory system and an inflamed airway. It's going to block that up. So we need to identify what is actually causing your reaction. So how can we do this? So one, you could definitely go do a food allergy or a food tolerance test. There are many different kinds, which are all going to give you the same results. Or you can do this by yourself by doing what we would call an elimination diet. So this would be exactly what it sounds: eliminating 70% of the food you're already eating, and eating, maybe just vegetables for the first week, and then noting how you feel. We're going to be journaling throughout this. So for the first week, I'm eating vegetables. How do I feel? Am I having any reactions? Do I feel sluggish? Am I, having any kind of reaction to this food? And then the next week, we include in dairy. And then we note down, am I having a reaction to dairy? And that way we can start to identify and locate what foods are causing this problem. So that's root cause number 1. Root cause number 2, weight gain. So obesity and diabetes is a common theme amongst people who have sleep apnea. This excess weight builds up around the tissue of the mouth and the throat, obstructing and compressing the airways. When we have excess fat and it's blocking the airways, this is what causes snoring. It's vibrating against the airways and the excess fat and causing a loud sound, which results in snoring. So weight gain is a common theme, like I said. So what can we do to lose weight? We want to be drinking clean water and being adequately hydrated. Being adequately and optimally hydrated will look like drinking half of your body weight in water. But of course, we want to work up to this in slow, incremental little steps. Maybe just drinking a liter for the first week, and then drinking 1.25 liters, and then drinking 1.5 liters or ounces, whatever measurement you use in your country, but just slow incremental steps. We want to be eating healthy organic food. Now, this will depend on what you can eat if you're intolerant to any of these foods, but as a general recommendation, we want to eat colorful vegetables and leafy greens. So broccoli, carrots, beetroot, asparagus, cauliflower, lettuce, arugula, spinach. I mean, there's so many different colorful vegetables and leafy greens that we can be eating regularly. Organic meats like grass-fed and grass-finished beef, beef and sheep, wild-caught game like turkey, buffalo, venison, so deer, free-range pasture-raised chicken meat and eggs, wild-caught fish like salmon, sardines, tilapia. There's so many different meats that we can include. We need adequate protein and we need adequate fat. Very, very important. Drinking teas is another great way to increase your metabolism and increase digestion. Teas are fantastic. They're full of antioxidants, full of nutrients. They will help digestion, and they are great for the microbiome. So the bacteria, fungus, and microorganisms that live in your gut, it's going to support them, which is going to support you. So increasing our metabolism overall, we can also include exercise in there, whether that's just walking, whether you're doing a high intensity interval training of a morning, whether you're lifting weights and doing resistance training at the gym or at home. We also want to be moving our body, increasing that metabolism and burning that fat and shedding it off. Now, sleep is the best fat burner. There is nothing that will compete with sleep on a fat burning and weight loss level. But sleep apnea is going to disrupt our sleep, so we need to attack the root cause of our sleep problems first before we can actually start to get optimal sleep. The third root cause is breathing. So most people breathe mechanically incorrectly. Mouth breathing, so we have nasal breathing, and we have mouth breathing, which is now mouth breathing causes inflammation of the airways. It starves the body of oxygen, affects the jaw and posture. It can cause headaches, digestive problems, and of course will affect your sleep apnea. You can't really fall into sleep apnea if you have been taught how to breathe correctly. Now, if sleep apnea is a result of one breathing with your mouth open. This allows the tongue to fall into the back of the throat, and all the other symptoms that come with disrupting the airways and causing sleep apnea. We want to learn how to breathe correctly. So how do we breathe correctly? Well, first, let's distinct. So like I said, mouth breathing causes inflammation of the airways, starves the body of oxygen, affects the jaw and posture, causes headaches and digestive problems, and many other. It's actually going to increase your appetite. It's going to throw many things off in the body. When we nasal breathe, this is how we actually consume oxygen. This is how we eat oxygen. It humidifies, filters the air that comes in through your nose. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, so the rest, digest, and heal branch of your nervous system. It is going to decrease appetite. It's going to increase digestion. It's going to allow you to burn off that weight. So it's a big, it's connected to losing weight. So there's there's not an aspect of your life that breathing doesn't affect. It's your number one mechanism to stay alive. You can only go a couple minutes without breath before your brain starts to shut down, your organ system shut down, and you die. So breathing correctly is very important. How do we breathe correctly? Breathing correctly will look something like this. So a simple exercise we can do is one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. We want to make sure that we close our mouth. We want the tongue posture is very critical. We want that to be sitting on the roof of the mouth. And we want to breathe through our nose and breathe down into our diaphragm. Okay, the lungs come all the way down to just below the ribs and into the diaphragm. So we want to utilize the fullness of the lungs. When we mouth breathe, we tend to breathe shallow. We tend to breathe and use maybe 25% of our lungs. So we're missing out on 75% of the full capacity of the lungs. So if we breathe through our nose, the belly should expand and the chest should rise last, but not big. When we breathe through our mouth, it's see my shoulders rise and my chest rise. It's really going to cause stress, and you're not utilizing oxygen at its fullest advantage. Now, we want to also be doing this when we sleep, not only in daily life, but when we go to bed. We want to either tape our mouth with paper tape. You can use sports tape. You can use Mayo tape. There's many different tapes we can use to tape our mouth. So that's going to make sure that the tongue is sitting on the roof of the mouth. We're actually breathing through our nose, so our body isn't going to wake up in the middle of the night because it's starving of oxygen. Rather, it's going to stay asleep because you're actually consuming oxygen and oxygenating your body while you're sleeping and keeping it unstressed. Mouth breathing is going to cause stress. It's going to cause your body to wake up in the middle of the night, and because you're signaling to it that it's dying because it's not getting adequate oxygen. You're starving your body of oxygen. Now, this will also depend on your sleeping position in terms of breathing and sleeping position. Most people who have sleep apnea sleep on their back and sleep on their belly. Now, in the beginning, sleeping on your back is like, once you actually get down breathing mechanics correctly, we can then transition to sleeping on our back. But we want to make sure that we sleep on our side and that we put a pillow between our legs and that we are breathing through our nose. That way the tongue cannot fall back into the throat and we're not actually going to have problems with sleep apnea. So that one is huge. Now, the last one is a vitamin D deficiency. So vitamin D is actually a fat-soluble hormone. It's not actually a vitamin, with an important function in calcium absorption and homeostasis, so that balance, and many other functions in the body. Vitamin D receptors have been identified in several brain areas, including the hypothalamus, which, among others, regulates alterations in sleep-wake cycle. So that's very important. The brainstem plays a critical role in controlling the different stages of sleep. Two different types of brainstem nuclei connect to the different muscles in the body and are what paralyze us in our deep sleep. This prevents us from moving around and responding to dream stimulus. So this is very important. If you are waking up in the middle of your sleep, this is going to be a result of vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D receptors happen to be all over this portion of the brain. Calling vitamin D a vitamin, like I said, is misleading because it's more like a hormone and acts like a hormone and neurotransmitter in the brain. Because there are so many receptors of vitamin D on a region of the brain that impacts the stages of sleep, it's not surprising that vitamin D deficiency would wreck your quality of sleep or prevent you from getting the deeper stages of sleep. So low levels of vitamin D are associated with increased incidence of upper respiratory tract infections. Chronic low vitamin D levels are associated with obstructive pulmonary disease, allergic asthma, and allergic rhinitis. Reoccurring infections and immune system dysregulation may promote the development of tonsillar hypertrophy and chronic rhinitis, both of which increase the risk of sleep apnea. So vitamin D is very important. So what can we do? Get out in the sun. Get out in the sun upon waking, and ideally get as much sun as you can between 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then from 1 p.m. to up until 6 p.m. or whenever the sun goes down. Now, you can be taking supplements, but not all supplements are created equal. The best supplement is the sun, so we want to make sure that we're exposing as much of our skin to the sun as possible. Your skin acts as a solar panel. It's really a gigantic solar panel. It is designed to synthesize and go through photosynthesis like plants to synthesize vitamin D in the body, which is going to carry on into your sleep. So they are the 4 root causes of sleep apnea. I guarantee if you treat all 4 of these, you will not need a CPAP machine, you will not need sleep medication, you will not need melatonin, you will not need any external devices to really only be a band-aid solution to your problem. Treat these root causes, and I guarantee that you will cure sleep apnea and have the best sleep of all time. And as a result, you're going to lose weight, you're going to feel better, and your quality of life is going to increase. You're going to feel extraordinary emotionally, physically, and have the energy to live the life that you want to live. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it brought you a ton of value, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a beautiful day.